Hello, everyone. I hope and pray that you're well. It's been a hot weekend. It's hot already today on Monday. You can see behind me, I've got the doors open on the south side of the church here, and we're trying to let a breeze go through the church to cool it down a little bit. Most of us in Terrace don't have, central air conditioning, so we've got our own systems of keeping the house cool. Maybe you keep the windows open overnight, but at exactly 9:37 a.m., you close the windows and you lock the house down just to kind of keep it cooler for a little bit longer. And then when you get to right around 7:30 or 8 or 8:30 at night, you realize that it's now actually warmer inside than it is outside. So you flip the script, you open up all the windows and you hope that the house cools down again that way. Or maybe your system is simply, you move down to the basement and you live down there while it's hot. Or you sleep in your camper or in your tent or, maybe even your doghouse. Anyways, when it's hot back to back for several days, it can get hard to move and to sleep and to cook. And then taking a trip in a vehicle can also be something, right? The initial blast of heat when you get into a vehicle that's been sitting in the sun can be just overwhelming. But then if you have air conditioning, that can set in, and that cool relief is a bliss so that you could actually sit in the car for a long period of time. But then you look around, you're driving through town, and you can tell all the vehicles that have air conditioning, because those are the cars that have the windows rolled up tightly, and the passengers all seem to have smiles on their faces. And then those that don't have air conditioning, they have all their windows all the way rolled down, and sweat is still dripping down the passengers' backs. And when you're driving around comfortably in an air conditioning car, a car that's air conditioned, you sometimes start to forget what the temperature really is outside. It's soon hard to imagine the thick, sticky temperature of the exterior of the vehicle. And when you finally stop, turn the car off, and open the door, you are shocked by the overwhelming heat wave, the oven-like heat that greets you. And this is a kind of thing that can be true in other areas of our lives as well. For most of us, we have been kind of ingrained in a church, in a Christian community. So much so that it can be, at times, it's been easy to forget what it's like to live without a community of faith. It's just part of our lives. We just expect it and we take it for granted. Until maybe COVID times. I think these past 16 months have been a huge challenge for many people on so many levels. And many people in our church have told me specifically how the absence of church community has hit them like exiting an air-conditioned vehicle into 37-degree heat. Right? It's just hit them. And some people have said, of course, that once COVID is over, we're not going to take things for granted. And I certainly hope and pray that that's the case, right? Starting with kind of the foundational aspects of our faith, right? Starting with community and worship and fellowship and singing and hugs, right? I certainly don't know what these next 16 months are going to look like. In fact, I don't even know what this Sunday is going to look like. We hope to be able to let you know a little bit more about it by this weekend, what our return to worship plans look like. But regardless, I certainly hope that as we restart church and regather, that we can be mindful of a number of things, that we can be mindful of those in air-conditioned vehicles, and also of those who can only roll down a window. And also, to extend that of those who are biking and walking and those who are homebound, that we wouldn't take things for granted. So let me close with a few verses from Psalm 121 as both a promise and a blessing in the midst of the heat, and also in the midst of the uncertainty as we look ahead. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going both now and forevermore. The peace of Christ be with you all. A blessing will also be not having a garbage truck go by towards the end of your video.